Let's go to the next pillar. Now we're talking about 8 pillars. Okay, and if you're tracking what I'm putting down here, you can see that the 8 pillars are super important for you to succeed. And if you don't even have the first pillar down, how can you ever expect to reach the goals that you've been sent into this realm to reach? Okay, if you don't even if your mindset's not even right, you haven't even got off first base. Okay, but the next pillar begins with the A. You guys already know what it is because we talked about it a little bit earlier, and it is none other than activities. So after you get your mind right, you've got to be doing the right things. See, activities is all about doing the right things in the right order. You can be doing the right things in the wrong order, and guess what? Doesn't work. You won't get the success that you say you want. Now, let's talk about activities for a moment. Another key pillar of success is right action. One must be doing the right things that lead to success. This means learning how to prioritize and focus on the important things in business to the exclusion of all others if need be. I'm going to share with you one other thing in a moment. And that is knowing what is important versus what is merely urgent is critical. And we call this the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, which states that 80% of your results will come from 20% of the activities that you're doing. I want you to think about that for just a moment. 80% of the results that you're going to have in your life for your goals are going to come from 20% of the activities that you're doing. And many of you, I just look at the posts and the threads, and you know what Uncle Knolly does? He just hangs his head and shakes it back and forth. Do that with me. Just hang your head and shake it back and forth like, You know, sometimes some of you guys make me want to do that. The other time, you know what I want to do? I want to make a big smile. Let's all smile together, okay? Make a big smile and high five. Okay, it's okay. You can hand slap the air. You're high fiving with me right now. Okay. If I knew the right control key, I would actually high five it up here on stage. But you know, the thing is, this is what we call life, guys. It's just what we call life. But I've seen posts. In fact, I was reading one just the other day where the young lady was mentioning how she's been working 16-hour days. She doesn't have any time for her children. Okay, and she's burnt out. And if she only knew, guys, if she only knew the secret that you and I know, and that is Pareto's principle, that only 20% of the activities that she's doing are yielding 80% of the results. So let's look at that for a minute. 16 hours, if you're working 16 hours a day, you actually could eliminate 80% of those hours and get those back for your family, okay, if you do the right things in the right order. The way Uncle Knolly teaches it is you should be spending 20 to 30 hours a week on your business and no more. And no more. For me to cap at EXP takes me about 3 to 4 hours a week of working in the real estate business. Okay, many of you know, if you followed me for a while, you know that I retired at age 45. Okay, I'm 51 now. I've been retired for 6 years. Okay, so in the real estate, I retired from real estate. So in the real estate game, I still do listings and I still cap every year, right? I still make 6 figures, but that takes me 3 or 4 hours a week, guys. Why? Because I focus on the 20%. The other 80% gets none of my focus, right? Very important principle to understand, and also to know what the 20% to 20% is, okay? First of all, it's listings, and it falls in these 3 buckets. 3 buckets, okay? Number 1 is your SOI, your sphere of influence. Number 2 is your farm, and number 3 is your niche. You know, after I'd taken about 700 or 800 listings, I went back and I looked at where all the, you know, what are the lead sources of all the listings that I've taken? Like, where are they coming from? And I after writing them all down, I ended up with like 12 to 15 like sort of areas that the listings were coming from. And then I was able to break every one of those down to 3 buckets. And that's good news, because it really is easier than you think to have a successful real estate business. okay? It's gonna happen from your sphere of influence, your farm, and your niche, okay? Now don't get too caught up in the how of this, guys. Those of you that really want to know the how, okay, I'll share with you later. I wrote a book that's over 450 pages, okay? How many pages? Over 450, okay? That breaks this down step by step by step by step by step, okay? 450 plus page book. I know it's crazy, but it's super comprehensive. So don't, you know, we're not gonna become geniuses in 1 hour, okay? But you're gonna be well on your way, let's put it that way. Now, here's what I like to say, or like to teach as a good schedule for focusing on your listings. By the way, my students, they basically do lead generation 2 hours a day. Okay, that's Monday through Thursday. We call it a 2x4, and it's 2 hours from 9 to 11. That's our lead generation time. Okay, so Monday's sphere of influence, Tuesday you work in your farm, Wednesday you work in your SOI, Thursday you work in your niche. Okay, so by the way, your sphere of influence, according to National Association of Realtors, 70% in the listing game, 70% of people that listed their home for sale chose someone in their sphere of influence. So either a friend of a friend, a church friend, somebody that they knew of that sold a friend of theirs house, or a relative or something like that. So, you know, 70% of your business is going to come from your SOI, according to NAR.